Actually,
so what's your advice for new beekeepers, Dad? Get a mentor. That's obvious.
yeah, you need to either get on YouTube, because after Sydney got me started, I realized, hey, you just don't set them out there in a box and laugh. You just got to watch them. They livestock. You got to make sure they're safe. Nothing's bothering them. Hive beetles, etc., and so forth. Go on YouTube and watch over and over. I have watched some of those videos 3 or 4 or 5 times. For a little bitty, all of a sudden a light would come on. That's what I need there, right there. And I had watched the same video 4 or 5 times, and it never dawned on me. But over the last year, oh, you can ask your mama. I sat there sometimes hours after hours going over beekeeping videos on any subject I can come up with. And if I see something I hadn't seen before, I'm definitely going to watch it. Whether I'm interested or not, I'm going to watch it. And that way, your hives are healthy. And the bad thing about doing your smoker right, you can't get it to go out. It'll burn for hours. But I guarantee you, you're not getting bees out there. You're not in the middle of a beehive and the smoker go out.
Right, right. So you wanted to show people what you have in this gray bucket. Let's go show them, Pops.
In the gray bucket?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Storky Farmstead and Pawpaw, Sammy, and Allybug. Today we are going to continue digging into these hives that have become honey-bound. The brood box has become honey-bound. And to keep my dad's bees from swarming, we have a lot of work to do. So my dad has these for us to help. It is 100 degrees out here. The bees seem to be somewhat calm. We waited until the sun came up, hoping that most of them would be out of the hive and working, trying to use a little bit of knowledge here to avoid as many bee stings as possible. We're going to go ahead and get our hoods on, and we're going to get started getting these honey-bound brood frames out and putting in fresh ones so that we can keep the bees from swarming. All right, Pawpaw, we have our worker wheelbarrow here, guys. He has the smoker ready. We have the lighter.
And I got a surprise for you.
Oh, he's got a surprise for me.
See that great container?
Yes.
There must be 4,000 bees in it. They're cleaning out the last of the wax. The temperature right now, actual, 102. Heat index, about 109, 10. I'm not even sure now. Long story short, I've been working a few minutes every day on these hives. It's just too hot to stay out here during the day, even with a shade cloth. This, what we see right here, is the final cleanup on the wax of the hive. The brood box is right there. Put it in my solar oven and get it collected and get it put in the freezer. Well, anyway, like and subscribe.
I saw on a documentary on honey yesterday that what they're doing now with honey is they take all the wax, they take all the honey, and they leave them with corn oil or corn syrup, basically, to get through the winter, and the bees are basically starving to death. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, it's called nickels and pennies. Get all you can. Forget your stock, your livestock.
That's right. So if you heard my dad, he said livestock. Guys, bees are a commitment. They are livestock. They're extremely intelligent insects. In fact, they are literally listed as the most intelligent insect. So you need to treat them with honor and respect. And one thing that you need to do is not take all the honey. They can starve through winter.
Look down in there. They clean. They got all kind of room in there.
All right, Daddy. So what are you looking for right now?
Queen cells, and make sure they're not trying to swarm.
Okay, so that is why we're literally going box to box on this honey hive. What you're seeing is the white box right there is a brood box. The box he's working on is a brood box. The 2 brown boxes here are honey keeps. So he just ran the honey keep boxes the other day. How many gallons did you get?
I think about 5.5.
5.5 gallons off this one honey hive. But he's doing, this is maintenance. So this is what you do when you have bees. You must get down in your box and look for honey queen cells. All right, if you see queen cells, then your whole hive is fixing to swarm. All right, so my dad ran this hive about 3 weeks ago.
And I could run it right now.
He could run it again. So the frames that go in your honey keep are much smaller in size than your brood boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
All right, y'all get back in there and behave. Man, that's tough.
My dad practices a type of beekeeping where he talks to his bees, where he speaks to them. It's called telling the bees. Which I always think is maybe why he can work without so much equipment on, and they don't really sing.
I agitated that snapping turtle last night.
Yeah, you trained him to come when you stomp on the ground to eat.
I go out there and stomp my feet, and he'll come up. I feed him, he goes back down.
So yeah, what we call wild animals that can't be quote-unquote domesticated, you can work with them. Bees are very intelligent. I think they understand that my dad cares a lot about them. Daddy, what's that bug running on the side of your thing? Look, see it? Look at your keep.
I have no idea. I've never seen one quite that color.
Well, he's not there anymore, and that's all that's important. See, bees, my dad's here to help you. Be nice. Might want to spray. You got one getting awfully close to your arm.
All right, we'll go to the beach.
So why are you moving the trays?
Well, I'm going to put that right here over the brood box where they don't feel crowded. And what I'm going to do is just set this back in there.
You got these bees from where? Where did these bees come from?
I traded my worm farm for this, my permaculture farm. And it was a swarm. Look down in here. It was a swarm, and but it's just not doing that good. It's still small. Look.
Well, they're making some good broods though.
Yeah, they are. And it's brood. Well, I ain't gonna argue about that. It's cat brood.
It's cat brood, so they're trying. They're trying. And for you guys that are not native, where these come from, like if you've never seen this, this is a locust. I would think they're worldwide at this point, but obviously it climbed along, and you can see right here where it split its shell and climbed out. So that's a locust. So he's got a healthy ecosystem here for his bees. That's an organic grower. So right here you've got some bell peppers, you've got hibiscus, you've got a tomato plant growing up around, looks like a squash. So he's real good at interplanting, intercropping, companion planting. He's got some beautiful flowers. Like, he's really good about providing enough food for his bees because, you know, not everybody in his urban area is going to be what we call organic. So he's really good about doing that himself. You know, keeping it organic here. The bees don't have to go too far. So this is his ginger. He's really, really proud of it. Thornless blackberry bush right here. When you come over here, you've got thornless blackberry, you've got raspberry. He had an amazing garlic harvest that came out of this upcycled pond right here. Yeah, he's got some nice stuff growing right now. Let's look over here. So here's his fig tree. Again, he's got bell peppers. He's got his perennials, you know, obviously asparagus, parsley, and this went to seed. Here are his blueberry bushes. And the thing that I don't think a lot of people do that kind of makes my dad successful, you know, is one, obviously, you know, he's got all of his flowering, but he's got pollinator habitats all over his property. He's got areas that they can get water. The insects and the pollinators, his bees, he's very thoughtful. So here you're seeing lots and lots of different types of flowers. So at 81 years old, my dad has secured food for my mom and himself here on his property. Okay, so he's got eggplant, he's got tomatoes, he's got asparagus. He's got what he can manage at 81, along with, Daddy, is that 4 hives? That's 4 hives? So he's got 4 hives, honey hives, also going at the same time.
Right on the end is the old hive. And last year I split, not the gray hive, that was a swarm I traded my worm bin for. The other two down here, the two hives on the left end, they are splits off the big hive.
Wow.
I
So
split them.
you started one queen, one hive, and managed to create 3 hives from one in a year. You did that in 1 year.
Yeah, now next year, I'm going to get 2, 4, possibly 7. And maybe more if I want to push.
Wow.
I don't like to weaken one hive so much to try to create a nothing, because you got 2 weak hives.
Amen.
I like to leave one real strong and one half strong, and I feed the half strong.
Right,
Try
right.
to bring it on.
Well, Daddy, tell your subscribers and your viewers what is the importance? Why do you feel the need to have honeybees? Like, what made you get into this?
Bored, something to do. I love nature, outdoors. Well, you know, I raised red wigglers for years, Permaculture, and then I don't know. I saw a beehive, and I said, heck, I'd enjoy that. So when I bought my first beehive, I had absolutely no conception on what to do or how to do. And I got lucky. Sidney Sullivan, Boy Scout troop leader, raised bees for years. His grandfather, his daddy, and he raised bees for years. Sidney came over 3 or 4 different times and gave me one-on-one, this is what you do, this is how you do. And that, because I'd have lost my first hive. The way I had it set up, it had been dead in a couple of weeks.
Right.
And Sidney set it up for me, and you see it. They're coming on great.